we will have a very unbalanced year. 2024 is a transition year as we are now ramping up our electrification offensive in the US markets.
Carlos Tavares has just ruined everything for Stellantis. With his bold moves and sweeping changes, the future of these beloved nameplates now hangs in the balance, leaving gearheads and industry insiders alike on the edge of their seats. What wild moves has Tavares pulled, and how will they shake up the legendary brands under Stellantis' wing, and what does this mean for the car industry? Stellantis in crisis. Stellantis, a titan born from the merger of PSA Peugeot and Fiat Chrysler, now finds itself grappling with monumental challenges under CEO Carlos Tavares' leadership. As the company reaches a pivotal crossroads, alarming signs of failure are surfacing, which ruins its stability and overall market standing. Recently, Stellantis issued a stark profit warning, dramatically lowering its earnings forecast for 2024. The forecast now predicts an unsettling negative cash flow ranging from $5,350 million to $10,700 million. Contrast that with previous expectations of positive cash flow, and you'll see a clear narrative unfolding. We're witnessing a severe financial downturn. The company's net income has taken a nosedive, plummeting by a whopping 48% in just the first half of 2024. We're talking about a fall from $11,600 million last year to a mere $6,100 million this year, which is not just a minor dip, it's a substantial miss of analysts' estimates that has sent shockwaves through the industry. But wait, there's more. It's not just about the bottom line. Sales are crashing down, especially in the key North American market. Stellantis has reported an 18% drop in shipments. This is particularly concerning, given that North America is a cornerstone of the company's profitability. Moreover, sales in the US have decreased nearly 16%, even though the wider automotive market has seen a slight uptick. Now you might be wondering how Stellantis found itself in such a messy situation. Well, let me break it down for you, but before we dive into that, take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel. So who is taking the blame? The Stellantis National Dealer Council is sounding alarms and pointing fingers, and guess who's at the center of it all? That's right, CEO Carlos Tavares is in the hot seat. Their core complaint? They're accusing him of focusing on short-term decision-making, which they believe is a fundamental reason for the recent drops in both market share and dealer revenue. This is no trivial matter. It's a serious red flag. So what's the root of the issue? In a frank letter dated September 10, 2024, the Dealer Council laid it all out on the table. They argued that Tavares' strategic moves seem more about chasing quick financial wins than fostering sustainable growth. Sure, his tactics might have puffed up profits, enough to give his own paycheck a nice boost, but the dealers on the ground are feeling the aftermath. They contend that this short-sighted approach is not just a numbers game, it's a real threat to brand value and overall market share, and the council didn't hold back in their warnings. They suspect that these fears may already be manifesting in troubling ways. Adding insult to injury, dealers are feeling increasingly cast aside as they navigate these rising challenges, all while lacking the crucial support they desperately need from Stellantis. The Dealer Council has been vocal about their discontent, criticizing the recent cuts to marketing budgets and changes in compensation policies. These decisions are being seen as direct assaults on dealer profitability. What's the fallout? Many dealers are left grappling with unsold vehicles piling up in their lots, an absolute recipe for financial stress and a growing tide of frustration within the dealer network. To understand what's really going on, let's talk about the strategies that the CEO is being blamed for. Price hike. The landscape is turbulent, and one critical issue stands out starkly: rising prices amid declining sales figures. So what's Stellantis really grappling with? Picture this: sales numbers are plummeting. In fact, Jeep has seen a staggering 9% drop in sales, while Ram is facing a catastrophic plunge of 20%. In a bid to salvage those profit margins and keep financial performance looking decent, Stellantis has made a bold decision to raise vehicle prices. At first glance, this might seem like a savvy move. After all, who wouldn't want to protect their bottom line? But here's the twist: this strategy could be backfiring in a way that no one anticipated. Now, let's break down the fallout from these price hikes. The first glaring issue is affordability, which has become a significant concern for many potential buyers. Higher prices are acting like a giant red flag, causing would-be customers to think twice about investing in a new vehicle. In an era where wallets are tighter than ever and economic anxieties loom large on the horizon, consumers are becoming increasingly increasingly picky about their purchases. With interest rates rising steadily and unease swirling around the economy, people are not just opening their wallets blindly anymore. Who in their right mind wants to shell out extra cash for a car that might not deliver everything it promises in terms of performance, reliability, or features? As we delve further into this situation, let's zoom in on the chaos brewing within Stellantis' inventory. It's a perfect storm of rising prices coupled with sinking sales, resulting in an unprecedented buildup of unsold vehicles. Staggeringly, as of March 2024, Stellantis reported an astonishing 1.4 million vehicles just languishing in inventory. To put that into perspective, that amount is far beyond what the automotive industry typically accommodates. This surplus not only complicates matters for Stellantis, but also creates a ripple effect impacting dealers who are left with cars that are collecting dust, becoming outdated, and bearing price tags that many shoppers are simply unwilling to meet. Imagine the dealers, caught in the crossfire, desperately trying to sell cars that don't meet the current market demand. It's a time bomb waiting to go off. They're left holding the bag, tasked with moving vehicles that risk becoming outdated before they even leave the lot, with prices skyrocketing while sales figures are mysteriously evaporating. It's a recipe for disaster unfolding right before our eyes. Now, let's consider the implications of this pricing strategy more deeply. Is it really a sustainable approach? Stellantis is banking on the idea that higher prices will stabilize profits, but will this gamble pay off in the long run? As interest rates climb and the economy remains uncertain, a significant portion of the consumer base is becoming increasingly risk-averse. Many want to avoid making a large financial commitment when they can choose alternatives that might be more affordable or have better value for their money. The tensions are palpable. Can Stellantis recalibrate its pricing to make vehicles more enticing without sacrificing its margins altogether? Now move on to the next fueling factor, the Hurricane shift. Stellantis has made a bold shift from conventional engines to the stunningly innovative Hurricane twin-turbo inline-6 engine. Picture this. Those classic beloved V8 engines that have long been a staple in several of their models are being swapped out for something leaner and meaner. The Hurricane engine comes with the promise of improved fuel efficiency and reduced emissions, all while delivering power levels that stand tall alongside the legendary V8s. It sounds like a dream come true for tech-savvy consumers and eco-conscious drivers, right? But hold on, this isn't all smooth cruising. Both dealers and consumers are voicing some serious concerns that can't be overlooked. Let's address the elephant in the room: die-hard fans of Dodge and Ram. These enthusiasts have been passionate about the raw, unfiltered power and exhilarating performance that the V8 engines brought to the table. Now, with this transition to turbocharged 6-cylinder engines, there's an air of skepticism brewing among these fans. They're apprehensive that this switch could strip away the exhilarating driving experience they've come to cherish. After all, what's a Dodge truck or a Ram without that robust, roar-inducing muscle? It's hard to rival the sense of swagger and confidence that a thundering V8 provides on the open road. But the switch to the Hurricane engine isn't just a mere gimmick. It's a strategic maneuver within Stellantis' larger mission to enhance fuel efficiency and curb carbon emissions, ultimately aiming to align with global sustainability goals. Yet this transition raises a pressing question. Will consumers embrace this new technology with open arms, or will they long for the familiar growl of the traditional V8? It's a challenging dilemma in a marketplace that still holds substantial value in traditional engine performance. This brings us to a timeless discussion in the automotive world: performance versus efficiency. The Hurricane engine is designed to strike that delicate balance, featuring two low-inertia turbochargers for rapid-fire throttle response and advanced fuel injection systems aimed at maximizing efficiency. These enhancements sound pretty enticing, don't they? However, despite the technological upgrades and innovative features, critics warn that this shift may alienate loyal customers who absolutely adore the classic V8 feel. The tension swirling around this issue is directly impacting sales, as potential buyers find themselves weighing their options against competitors who remain steadfast with their muscular traditional V8 configurations. Now, let's dive a little deeper into the mechanics of this transition. The Hurricane engine employs cutting-edge technology that not only promises to deliver on performance, but also speaks to a new era of conscious driving. By adopting turbocharging, Stellantis is jumping on the trend that many manufacturers are exploring to enhance power output without compromising fuel efficiency. And while the numbers might look phenomenal on paper, consumers are often less likely to be swayed simply by figures and tech buzzwords. At the end of the day, they want to feel that excitement behind the wheel. dealers in despair. While rival car manufacturers are stepping up their game, rolling out eye-catching discounts and attractive financing offers to entice buyers, Stellantis appears to be sitting on the sidelines, offering only a handful of underwhelming promotions. The consequence? Their dealers feel abandoned, caught in a whirlwind of competition that's leaving them struggling to keep their heads above water. Now, let's break down what this means for those dealers on the front lines. They're feeling the heat more than ever. The mounting financial strain is palpable as unsold inventory begins to pile up like old newspapers. It's not just about the cars that aren't moving, it's about the costs associated with holding onto them. For many dealerships, the repercussions of this unsold stock can lead to devastating financial losses that threaten the very essence of their businesses. Can you even picture the frustration that comes from watching your hard-earned inventory languish without a single sale day after day? It's a daunting thought, but that's not the end of the story. There's a growing chorus rising up among the dealer community, one that's demanding Stellantis step up and provide the much-needed support. The National Dealer Council has taken a firm stand, advocating for more robust incentive programs. And why is this crucial? The answer lies in the need to help dealerships clear out their excess inventory, empowering them to reclaim their footing in a market that seems increasingly hostile. Without a notable increase in incentives from Stellantis, these dealers are understandably worried. The looming threat of unsold vehicles continues to hang over them, threatening to erode their profits even further. To truly grasp the urgency of the situation, consider how a car dealership operates. Each vehicle on a dealer's lot represents not just potential sales, but considerable financial investment. When cars remain unsold, it doesn't just affect immediate cash flow, it impacts long-term sustainability. Dealers can't afford to have numerous unsold cars taking up space. This inventory needs to turn into revenue, or risks turning into a financial burden. With Stellantis restricting its incentives, the road ahead looks increasingly bumpy, and dealers are starting to panic. It's easy to understand why the National Dealer Council isn't holding back. They are passionately advocating for enhanced incentive programs because they know firsthand what's at stake. They've felt the pressure, they've heard the concerns, and they're rallying for action. Without a strategic shift from Stellantis, we run the risk of dealers watching their profits dwindle as they grapple with overstocked lots filled with the unsold models, vehicles that could be sold elsewhere, where incentives are more generous and enticing to buyers. Now, you might be wondering how things could possibly get any tougher, right? Well, hold on to your hats, because Stellantis has yet another issue on its hands. Stellantis Layoffs. Stellantis has recently hit the news with some pretty dramatic announcements as it grapples with the tumultuous waters of the automotive market. This is not just a minor shuffle, we're talking about significant layoffs that reflect serious financial struggles. For those who may not know, Stellantis is the powerhouse behind some of America's favorite brands, including Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram. And as the reality of these workforce reductions sets in, it becomes painfully clear just how challenging things have become for the company. Let's dive into the specifics of the layoffs. Starting with the Warren Truck Assembly plant, Stellantis has decided to lay off a staggering 2,450 workers. This decision stems directly from the company discontinuing the older Ram 1500 pickup model, which has been a staple in the lineup and dear to many drivers. The fallout from this choice won't just be an immediate impact. These layoffs are expected to kick off in October 2024, sending shockwaves through the workforce and the local community. But that's not all. The Sterling Heights assembly plant is also feeling the pinch. Nearly 200 workers there will face layoffs as Stellantis gears up for the production of the much-anticipated new battery electric Ram 1500 REV truck slated for 2025. Here, most of those layoffs involve seasonal supplemental employees, indicating a larger strategic shift as the company prepares for a new era of electric vehicles. This transition might be exciting on the surface, but it doesn't soften the blow for those losing their jobs. Now, when you add it all up, these layoffs hit hard. They represent a sizable chunk of Stellantis' US workforce, which totals around 52,000 employees. Imagine the ripple effect. Communities built around these plants, families, and livelihoods are all at stake. The cuts could lead to significant disruptions in operations across the country, affecting not just those laid off, but also those who remain as they grapple with the shifting corporate landscape. How is all this playing out for Stellantis, you ask? Let's break it down by examining the ripple effects on each of their brands. Jeep. Recently, we've witnessed some staggering price escalations. Take a look at the 2024 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. The price for this rugged machine can leap beyond $85,000. And if you start piling on all those enticing features and luxurious upgrades, certain variants are creeping ever closer to a jaw-dropping $100,000. So what's driving these exorbitant prices skyward? A couple of factors are at play here. First, the latest iterations of these vehicles are loaded with state-of-the-art technology and features designed to enhance both performance and safety. Sure, these advancements elevate the driving experience, but they also inflate the price tag significantly. Additionally, we can't ignore the broader market conditions. The automotive industry is grappling with widespread price increases due to inflation and ongoing supply chain disruptions that are pushing production costs to new heights. As manufacturers try to navigate these economic headwinds, consumers are left to contend with higher vehicle prices. So how are buyers responding to these significant price surges? Surprisingly, many are left to ponder whether splurging on a brand new Wrangler is genuinely worth the steep investment in this climate, especially when alternative options from competing brands are becoming increasingly attractive to the budget-conscious shopper. Now, what does all this mean for Jeep's competitive edge? As those price tags climb higher, Jeep's once unshakable position in the market is starting to wobble. Prospective buyers, weighing all their options, might find themselves tempted to check out other brands that boast comparable features at more palatable price points. Competition is escalating, particularly with companies like Ford and Toyota stepping into the fray, offering compelling alternatives in the SUV arena, often kicking off at lower starting prices. If Jeep fails to address these affordability concerns effectively, they could find themselves grappling with a decline in sales that may spell trouble for their future stability. Ram truck. Ram truck pricing has turned into quite the conundrum for shoppers these days. If you've been on the hunt for a new pickup, you might be feeling a bit lost as some fan favorite models vanish from the lineup and new vehicles are slipping into your price range, thanks to the influx of high-tech features. So what's really going on with Ram truck pricing, and what does it mean for you as a shopper in today's unpredictable market? Let's dive in and uncover the details. Let's address a significant disruption, the discontinuation of the Ram 1500 Classic. This truck was a beloved option for those seeking a rugged pickup that didn't come with a jaw-dropping price tag. However, now that the Classic has been pulled from the shelves, buyers are left to consider the 2025 Ram 1500, which starts at a staggering $42,270. That's quite a leap from the $40,700 you would have paid for the Classic. For anyone striving to stick to a budget, this sudden surge in price makes it incredibly tough to find an affordable Ram option that fits the bill. With the Classic out of the picture, many consumers are left scratching their heads, considering what their options are. As starting prices rise without any lower-priced alternatives readily available, it's no wonder that some folks might start glancing toward competitors like Ford or Chevrolet, which continue to provide more budget-friendly choices. In a time when every dollar counts, those brands are looking more and more appealing. Now, let's talk about the current Ram models, which boast a suite of impressive high-tech features designed to elevate comfort and functionality. While these advancements can indeed enhance your driving experience, they come at a price. Hard cash that many buyers may not be willing to part with. Just consider the luxurious tungsten model, which can soar to around $99,070. That figure is out of reach for a considerable portion of potential truck buyers, and it creates a significant barrier to entry for those hoping to own a slice of the Ram experience. With these escalating prices and a troubling 20% drop in Ram sales recently, it's evident that consumer apprehension is on the rise. As inflation continues to gnaw at consumer confidence, many potential buyers might hesitate before splurging on a more expensive ride, or even worse, begin their quest for better deals elsewhere. This sharp upward trend in pricing may inadvertently nudge buyers toward rival brands that offer trucks more aligned with their financial realities. Last but not least, Dodge. Dodge is currently facing some serious challenges related to its inventory management and product strategy, and these issues are creating significant ripples throughout the company. This predicament not only affects Dodge's overall performance, but also strains relationships with its dealers. At the heart of the issue is a substantial inventory pileup tied to the Dodge Hornet. Initially hailed as a promising new entry to the Dodge lineup, this compact SUV has unfortunately gained a negative reputation and is now recognized as one of the least sought-after vehicles on the market. Fast forward to June 2024, reports revealed a staggering 550 days worth of Hornets languishing on dealer lots, unsold and collecting dust. This substantial oversupply highlights a glaring failure to align production with consumer demand, leaving dealers with a stockpile of unwanted vehicles that they have to navigate. To make matters worse, the competition in the compact SUV arena is nothing short of cutthroat. With countless alternatives on the market, many competitors are offering consumers better value propositions, creating a tough sell for the Dodge Hornet. Today's car buyers have an extensive selection at their fingertips, making it increasingly challenging for the Hornet to differentiate itself. The vehicle struggles to find its place amid other options that deliver more appealing features or competitive pricing. When we take a closer look at the sales figures, the dire nature of the situation for Dodge becomes even more apparent. In the past 45 days, Dodge has managed to move just about 1,283 Hornet units off the lot. This lackluster performance underscores a significant disconnect between what Dodge is trying to sell and what potential customers actually want. With a looming influx of unsold vehicles, dealers are left grappling with the financial implications of maintaining inventory that just isn't selling. The burden of overstock is turning into a major headache as they strive to sell vehicles that nobody seems interested in. Chrysler is currently navigating some seriously turbulent waters. The brand is experiencing a significant decline, primarily due to an alarmingly limited vehicle lineup and its struggle to adapt to the rapidly evolving automotive market. Can you believe that Chrysler now offers just two models, the Chrysler 300 sedan and the Pacifica minivan? This drastic reduction has left many people questioning the brand's future and what it holds. Now, let's get into the crux of the issue. Pricing. Chrysler's remaining models are starting to appear a little pricey compared to what other brands are offering. Take a good look at the Pacifica. It's often praised for its family-friendly design and useful features. However, plenty of shoppers are turning their attention to alternatives like the Honda Odyssey and Toyota Sienna, which are frequently perceived as more budget-friendly options. This pricing strategy is making it increasingly challenging for Chrysler to attract consumers who are keeping a close eye on their wallets, especially with so many other appealing choices available. Behind the scenes, troubling trends are emerging. There's a noticeable lack of initiative when it comes to revamping the Chrysler brand. Reports indicate that attempts to breathe new life into Chrysler have been largely ignored by Stellantis management, signaling a disconcerting absence of a coherent strategy for the brand's future. Experts from within the industry are buzzing with ideas on how to refresh Chrysler's lineup, everything from entering the electric vehicle market to launching new models that align with current consumer demands. Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares has made it clear that brand strategy decisions will emphasize performance metrics over emotional connections to established brands. While this pragmatic approach may have its advantages, it raises serious questions about Chrysler's long-term prospects. As it scrambles for resources within a vast portfolio that includes several other brands, Chrysler finds itself at a crossroads. Looking ahead, the current trajectory suggests that without some dramatic shifts in strategy and execution, Chrysler is poised for an even steeper decline in both sales and market presence. Analysts caution that if Stellantis continues to overlook Chrysler's potential for a resurgence, we could be looking at a future where this once mighty brand disappears entirely. It's a stark reality check for a company that needs to wake up, and fast, before it's too late. Now we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comment below.